I didn't even get one word out of my mouth. That was great. All right, let's try that again.
Hold on. What do you laugh?
My cameraman is sick today, so he's got some croup going in the background. All right. Let's try that again. Okay.
Come on, focus.
Focus. Good Monday morning, and welcome to the Monday Morning Minute. Today, I wanted to discuss something really quickly, terminology on contracts. We all know it can get nice and confusing. So I wanted to talk about especially section 2B. There is a paragraph there about improvements and fixture. The definition of a fixture basically is that it is personal property that has been attached to a dwelling in a more permanent way that makes it now legally real property, and it should convey with the home. There are some pretty simple examples like the ceiling fans that are put into homes, light fixtures, most of your appliances in the kitchen and in the home. Refrigerators, those can be a little bit iffy. Most of the time fridges are just pushed to the wall and plugged in. That is something that a seller can take with them unless it's previously clarified in that contract. Dishwashers, usually those are appliances in the kitchen that are bolted on the sides inside the cabinetry just to keep it from rocking, keep it steady. That is usually considered a fixture. It should stay with the home. Microwaves are usually mounted into the kitchen. Some theater equipment, media room equipment, such as the overhead projectors, those are usually attached in a way that you would interpret that as being a fixture that should stay in the home. But just like any other contract, everything is open to interpretation. And of course, different people are going to interpret things very differently. Make sure you get written clarification on anything that is unclear, because I know a buyer can find something very, very specific in that home that they expect to be left in the home, and it can be very tragic for them if they show up on moving day and it is gone. I will tell you, I have had a transaction that almost did not make it to the closing table over a $35 second-hand pot rack hanging in the kitchen over the island. It was very, very important to that buyer that that pot rack was there. It was never mentioned to the realtor during the transaction. It was never a big deal in anybody else's head except that buyer, and it meant something to her. And when she showed up for that final walk and it wasn't there, there was a problem. We had to actually go 2.5 hours to hunt down that pot rack and get it back in that kitchen before closing would happen. But just keep it in mind. Always, always, always rely on your real estate agent. That's one reason you should always have one, so they can get legal clarification for you on everything in those contracts. We'll talk about a different section of the contract next time, but I hope you have a fantastic week. Happy Monday.